Shields and swords, feel the wars, fighting my blood down to the core. Warriors from medieval age, fear the reign of night brigades. Crusades into the room, moving through the temples and tombs. Scared and placed, prepare to face Professor Awesome and the minions of doom. 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 Professor Awesome and the minions of doom.
Hey minions. Alright, so 33 minutes ago, this was posted on the Ask Literary Studies subreddit. And it got me worked up enough that I wanted to make a little video about it. You can see I didn't even change my clothes. I just sat down and did this. I did pull 2 things off my wall for part of this. So, except for that, this is unscripted. Alright, so let me read it to you. This is from a user called Apprehensive Rock 634. And Apprehensive Rock 634 has a post entitled English Literature Not, quote, Nerdy Enough? Hi all. So while I have a passion for books/reading, I am also a diehard gamer and just a massive nerd in general. I'll be starting my BA in English Literature and Creative Writing this year, and have been told by my friends that English Literature and Creative Writing is not, quote, nerdy enough for me, and that people who study that won't like me because of my love for video games being covered in tattoos and for my music preference. I love rap and electronic music. I keep telling them that's BS, but honestly, it's getting to me. All right, Apprehensive Rock 634. So let me introduce myself. I'm Professor Awesome. I am a professor of medieval literature. Not only am I a professor of medieval literature, I'm a published poet. I'm a published novelist. Aside from that, I also own my own publishing company, co-owned with some other folks, and we publish books. So these are just a couple of our recent titles. This is Beowulf, a verse translation of for students that we published. I edited this. Over here, this is Insular Art Forms or Essence and Construction. This is about how medieval manuscripts were made. Also, we did this. We got lots of others, but they're not in this room right now, so I didn't bring them in, and I got too worked up to wait to show them to you. So, do I know something about English literature? Having a PhD in it, worked in this field for decades, having taught it in Asia, Europe, I've taught it in countries that don't exist anymore, in Latin America and the US. Yeah, I think I know a little bit about this. And so my question is, will you, with these other passions of yours, are you going to be nerd enough? What? The intro to my very netcast, the Professor Awesome and the Minions of Doom intro, was done by the great nerdcore hip-hop group Wreck the System. Wreck the System. These guys here, by the way, if that guy looks familiar, that's because that's me. So yeah, there is in fact an entire genre of hip-hop for nerds, and it's called nerdcore hip-hop. Right? I mean, you've got great, like MC Lars, I think he has his degree from Stanford in English literature. And so basically the two things, if I'd say that there are two main subjects of nerdcore hip-hop, it's general, like, reading and other kinds of nerd culture, fan fiction kinds of stuff, and video gaming. By the way, it's not just the musical arts. Also, there's a lot of room in our nerd culture for people who do visual arts. This here, the other thing I pulled off the wall, everything else here is as it was when I sat down. This is a little fan art of me that was done by one of the Minions of Doom. So, do we support people who like visual arts? Yeah, that's our kind of nerdiness. Oh, well, what about computer gaming? We like computer gaming. Do you like computer gaming? Listen, children, I've been computer gaming since a little game called Pong that I first saw in the CN Tower because there was no such other thing. It was this kind of world oddity. Ooh, a video game. I don't even think they had the name video games yet. I remember the days when you played by pushing quarters into the gaming systems. I have to run the rig that I have to run in order to play my games that I play very, 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 very regularly. You might notice I got a pretty good mic. I got a pretty good camera. You can't see the camera. I am rocking here the ASIO Retro Classic Steampunk style keyboard. So do I computer game? Yeah, I computer game. If you look at this YouTube channel, it's either the previous video or the one before that. It's when I am interviewing one very, very, very important video game writer, the head writer. She was the head writer for Star Trek Online. By the way, that's why my name is the name of the cadet that walks you through the tutorial, and then spent time as the head writer for Destiny 2 and is now off to other projects. While she was at Destiny 2, she also wrote comic books. Oh, comic books? Can you like comic books and be a literary nerd? My forthcoming book is on Beowulf adaptations in graphic novels and comic books. So yeah, you can like comic books. What about other sorts of nerd culture? Well, just look behind me. That woman who I talked about gaming with, I've been gaming with her and some other fine nerds for years and decades, when I say years. So over here, we've got like 3 Numenera tabletop role-playing games. By the way, got a big old Shakespeare, a big old Chaucer over here. Over here, again, I didn't put these things up here to answer. These are just the things that happen to be in the room. Back here, this is how long I've been doing tabletop role-playing games. I mean, look at this thing. Look how old that thing is. Since the 1980s. Somewhere around here, I don't think it's this one. Somewhere around here, I have a monster manual that's literally printed upside down, and I've been holding onto that thing for many, many years. I'm the kind of guy who sits around the house in his black runic Grendel t-shirt. So, is English literature nerdy enough? Listen, buddy. What is it? Apprehensive Rock 634. There is room for you here in the study of English literature. I am old. My beard is gray. I am bald. Someday I'll be gone, and someone is going to have to replace me. And you might not be Professor Awesome. You might be your own kind of minion of doom. You might be pursuing these things in your own kind of writing or whatever you're doing. But not only is there room for you, someone has to replace me. And there are all sorts of people out there who are ready to replace me. And I welcome them. I welcome them joining me in nerdiness. And so the next time one of your friends says to you, this is not nerdy enough, you just tell them what Shakespeare said in the play King Lear. Thou art a base, proud, shallow, beggarly, 3-suited, 100-pound, filthy worsted stocking knave, a lily-livered, action-taking whoreson, glass-gazing, super-serviceable, finical rogue, a one-trunk inheriting slave, one that wouldst be a bawd in a way of a good service, and art nothing but the composition of a knave, beggar, coward, pander, and the son and heir of a mongrel bitch. Apprehensive Rock, you're welcome among the nerds of literary studies.